Mike Moore Media.
Hey everybody, Diane Sawyer here, President and CEO of the Reidsville Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to our podcast. We are so excited today that we have a very special guest with us. We have Justin Dill, who is the General Manager of the Reidsville Luckies. Welcome to the show, Justin.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Thanks for having us.
Yes, sir. We are very excited. The Luckies are going on, what is this now, the third season? Second season?
Third season in Reidsville.
Third season. I thought so. Third season in Reidsville. So time flies when you're having fun. And I was having a moment there trying to calculate in my head. But as a part of the old North State League that is across North Carolina, we are so tickled that things are moving and trending in a really positive direction for this collegiate team. So for those folks who don't know what the Luckies are and what they're doing, you're the new man with a plan who's got a really awesome season plan. Tell us a little bit about the Luckies and who you are and what's happening.
Thanks. So the Luckies, like you said, we are a collegiate wooden bat summer league. Our kids are coming from all over North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Georgia. Very excited to have these kids here. They are collegiate players now or potentially coming out of high school, going to college and being able to play. So they are aged anywhere from 18 to 22, 23-ish. They'll be here for the summer. Season opener is May the 20th. Super excited about that. That is our Reidsville Chamber night. All of our home games will have a theme this year of various aspects. Lot to be excited for with that. Again, they're going to open May the 20th here at J.C. Park in Reidsville. Game time set for 5 o'clock that day. These kids will be here. They're going to play on through July. So they're looking at about a 33, 34-game season without an all-star game and without playoffs. 16 to 17 of those games will be played right here in Reidsville at J.C. Park. Looking for everybody to come out, support the local teams. These are the next baseball players that we're watching on TV. They're just at the collegiate level right now. So very excited about the potential for these kids to be here and to also incorporate not only the town, our businesses, show our support for the team. The team's going to show their support for the businesses. We're going to patron the businesses that help support us here in town. And by doing that, we get a good atmosphere. We're going to create a great family atmosphere right here in Reidsville where families can go, kids can come, enjoy a baseball game, concession stands, hot dogs. We have Lucky City Brewery on board as well. So they'll be out there serving their stuff. And we look forward to just a great summer.
Well, it would not be a chamber call, a chamber, I guess, call to action if I didn't say, tell me about what you still need as you are moving into this direction of the season. I know that one of the things that we've discussed recently is host families. Tell us about how host families work and how these fellows come into play ball, how that works out, and what you need still moving forward.
Sure. So a lot of these kids, they're coming from out of state. They don't have housing. They're just here to play ball. So one of the responsibilities I'm tasked with, and I task the citizens of Reidsville with, is providing somewhere for these kids to stay. And I use that term kids loosely, but give them somewhere to stay. So what we're looking for, and we have a great set of host families already. We could always use more. With host families, we're able to reach further and expand our potential and expand our roster with higher caliber players. Not that the ones that we have already aren't higher caliber, but we're limited on our reach. So what the host families do is they partner with us. We give them a lot of perks throughout the season. Basically, they will they will welcome one of these players into their home for the summer, provide them with a room, a bed to sleep in, access to a washing machine, and these kids have a very demanding schedule. So they're going to be kind of coming in, you know, some late, leaving some early mornings, but basically we're looking to support these kids by giving them that place to stay. Currently, we're looking to expand our host families. We need about another 3 to 5 families willing to host. The potential is great moving forward. Dealing with any of our host families in the past, excuse me, they'll tell you they still keep in touch with these players. They share Thanksgivings with these players' families. They get to know the families. Some of these have came as far away as California, Las Vegas, as well. And so just creating that bond and that relationship in such a short summer season, that's a long-lasting bond. And don't let it deter you if you have, this is what I tell a lot of parents or families, don't let it deter you if you have small kids in the home, because if those kids are active and they're involved in any sport, it doesn't have to just be baseball. Even as adults, we still admire and we still look up to other people. So by having that role model, if you will, brought into the home, such a private sanctity of your inner life, you're creating that environment for their children to give them somebody to look up to. And with technology, it's like a modern-day pen pal. So with FaceTime and, different various apps that can be used, they can still keep in touch for a lifelong ahead.
Well, we are just so excited to have the Luckies and to continue. I do know that it's a great impact on the city, just from what you were talking about with the host families, but also from the sponsors and from the folks being able to come out. I think what I'm most excited about this season is the schedule that you have. We had a lot of weekday games and early weekday games, and now your schedule is mostly, Saturdays and Sundays?
Yep, mostly Saturday. All Saturdays and Sundays for our home games. The team will travel during the week, and then they will play at home Saturdays and Sundays. That's when they're scheduled at 5 o'clock, which, as many people in Reidsville know, there's not a lot of wholesome activities, family friendly in Reidsville. Saturdays, Sundays, a lot of families travel to various cities outside of Reidsville, which is fine. But we're providing this locally on a Saturday night at 5 o'clock. And you, Diane, if you think, midsummer, you've been at the ball field with your kids. I've been at the ball field with my kids. We've been out in the yard working, so forth, so on. You don't really typically want to drive 20 or 30 minutes to maybe enjoy a meal with your family. You can enjoy a local meal in a restaurant in Reidsville, and then you can go catch a baseball game on a Friday night or Saturday night. The games start at 5 o'clock. Your small children, whether they're 5 years old or 15 years old, they're not out that late. Games typically last, 3 hours. So you can essentially go out to a nice restaurant, enjoy supper, enjoy a hot dog at the ball field. We're going to have concessions this year, just like in years past. We have hot dogs. Enjoy the ambiance of the stadium and still get home at a decent time. So we're super excited to have that on the weekend.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an awesome thing to have during the weekend. And I know you've got some great sponsors lined up. I know you need some more sponsors. Tell folks how people can get involved if they're interested in being a piece of that.
So if you would like, if anybody would like to be involved, we can always use and welcome more sponsors. Not only here in Reidsville, but what we're also able to do is partner with the Old North State League, which, like you alluded to earlier, it's 16 teams all across the state of North Carolina, from the mountains to the coast. And so not only are you partnering with the Reidsville Luckies, who is your hometown, we're also going to put your brand on our website, which is visited, obviously all over the world, could be, potentially, but a lot of these teams and a lot of these families and players and fans, they're looking at other teams' websites. You know, where is JC Park, right? So there's a link right on our website to where JC Park is. So we're not only promoting it locally, but we're also promoting it across the state as well. So there's that benefit. We have various options to sponsor, whether you're a restaurant entity, a food entity, want to be on like a concession banner with food. You want a banner in the outfield. Our banners are, if you typically see any youth sports, if you will, those banners are typically about 4 foot wide. Our banners are 15 foot wide. So we're giving you a broad place to put your business out on our outfield fence. There's digital options as far as digital ticketing, just like I said, an array of various options that we can do. We can have T-shirts printed with your company logo on it or your name on it and hand those out. Just there again, just a lot of different ways that we can show our support for your business while you're supporting us as well. If anybody wants to sponsor, you can feel free to reach out to me. I've got a really easy email. It's justin@reidsvillelluckies.com. Feel free to reach out. I'll be more than happy to discuss any sponsorships that you're thinking of, considering. We've had a couple great sponsors come on board. The biggest one here in Reidsville, and I give him all the props in the world, is Steve Scott with Tri-State Steel. In the midst of trying to open his new location, which he just had his grand opening this past weekend. Super excited and super involved in the Luckies program. He is a jersey sponsor this year, so we're going to get his logo on our jerseys and travel around the state and play and support Tri-State Steel.
And I think that is awesome. I am very excited about that. I love how all the things thread together in our community. So excited to see that, excited to see his logo on your jerseys, excited to see y'all on the weekends, excited to be a sponsor as the Chamber and the Visitor Center, and cannot wait for our opening night, Chamber night. So, Justin, we appreciate you. We appreciate what you're doing. The last thing I'd like to say is we're getting off. I know that folks may not have known about the Luckies before, but you guys have got a great background of the last 2 years. But this year we've got both a general manager and a coach, and we think that's going to be major in communicating with the community and with the people who are coming. And we're just really excited for y'all. And congratulations and welcome aboard Team Reidsville.
Well, thank you. We greatly appreciate it. And like I said, we're looking forward. Everybody mark their calendars for May the 20th. Again, that's a Saturday night. The first pitch will be thrown at 5:00. As Diane just said, you know, the Visitor Center and the Chamber, this is their night. So this is the Reidsville Chamber night. I think Diane is going to coordinate and have some of their Chamber businesses out there. So they're going to have tables. They're going to be set up telling you all about them. It's going to be a great platform for not only the Chamber businesses to be able to promote themselves. Maybe you have heard of them. Maybe you haven't heard of them. Either way, it's going to be a great night. And we're going to culminate that whole day with a good first opening night of Reidsville Luckies baseball right here at JC Park.
Yep, it's going to be awesome. Thank you, Justin, so much for being on our show. And that's it. That's all for the Chamber podcast today, and we'll see you guys soon.